Not the video I intended to make this week. I was originally working on a Watch Dogs video. I swear I'll get it done one of these weeks. Didn't realize it was that long. Anyway, well, in the midst of working on that and work and life having me feeling some type of way, I came home one day and saw a game called in my library and decided it was exactly what I needed, and boy was it everything I could have hoped for. And you know, sometimes you just need that, an overly confusing and frustrating week just completely alleviated by some good old-fashioned... Okay, I'll stop with that for now. Well, you know, maybe just one more, but I'm not telling you where it's coming. No, oh god. Anyway, ULTRAKILL, damn, it's just one of those games that is unapologetically a good time. And on top of that, it can be as deep, complex, and utterly epic as you choose to make it. Look, this game can be as bare bones as you want. It is a mind-boggling, fast-paced, ultra-gore, old-school shooter mixed with some bullet hell and perfect parry mechanics just for flavor. And if you want to leave it there, shit, you can. And it is a completely satisfying package. I feel like I could have worded that better. Anyway, or on the other hand, if you want something to deep dive into its lore and complex questions of violence, greed, and symbolism, it's there if you want it. I'll be honest with you, I was dumbfounded to see just how many and how long some of these lore videos were covering ULTRAKILL because, frankly, I wasn't looking for the lore all that hard, mainly because I didn't think it was actually there or knew it actually existed. So, look, it was a bad week of work and life, and I needed to smash some faces and forget about the day. So, already, ULTRAKILL has something for the casual afternoon gamer and the lore deep diver. Anything else to speak of? Oh, yes there is. What the fuck? I want to do that. The skill ceiling of this game is disgusting. Like, what the hell? And here I was just thinking the game was hard. Turns out I just suck. Still had fun though. And you know what? I guess that's the point of a game like this. For me, I was completely content in having the time of my life with a lower difficulty and just some good old-fashioned over-the-top shoot 'em up. And yes, lower difficulty, cause I will not fight it even on normal or one step up. ULTRAKILL does not make any compromises. The game can get freaking hard. And it's not just the enemies, mini-bosses, or full-on gods you gotta take down, but also the plethora of weapon variants that make you work for their full potential and damage. And you know what? On an already frustrating week for me, you really wouldn't think a frustrating game would hit the spot, but honestly, I never felt all that aggravated with the game. If anything, a lot of my deaths were more amusing and got a good laugh out of me because, well, sometimes the room just exploded. With the game's overall more arcadey feel, it wasn't like dying cost me all that much. It was kind of just, oh, well, try again, but do better this time. And hey, if I really couldn't hack it, I wasn't against lowering the difficulty, giving the level a few runs to get used to it and get a feel of what comes where. Then after I'm fairly comfortable with what's going on, jump back to hard and see if I could finally hack it. Typically in games, I am adamantly against lowering the difficulty. Once I picked it, it's totally not an ego thing. Don't judge me. But I really didn't feel that here. It was more of, wait, where the hell did he come from? Drop it to a lower difficulty and, oh shit, I never even saw him coming. And to be honest with you, that was kind of the process as it unfolded. I was having such a damn good time shooting, slamming, and sliding my way through hell that I kind of forgot that there was even a point to what I was doing. I wasn't chasing down a story, hanging on to every word from the edge of my seat. I was more blasting my way through enemies, seeing my final score, screaming, "Unacceptable!" and immediately trying it again, only to do worse sometimes. But hey, it was fucking fun. There was no pressure, no must-do, no nagging reminders to chase down side quests or secrets outside of a brief mention on the end screen. The game just said, play me, have fun, and oh, by the way, this is here if you want it. And I forgot games like this existed, as sad as that sounds. At this point, I'm used to a game putting me on a set path, or at the very least, pushing me down one direction without really the option or time to go back and redo something just because that was what I wanted to do. There was a story to progress and markers to hit or narrative concepts and philosophies to explore, so there wasn't time to do something again just because it was fun. And I'm not saying other games aren't fun, by the way. 99% of the reason I would play a game is because it at least looks fun, and at least 75% of the time I'm right. But there really is something special about a game that shows up and just says, play with me. Something else I find so amazing about ULTRAKILL is how little it really demands demands of you. This isn't a game you need to sit down and binge for 5 hours just to feel like you've made any progress. Hell, I think the game is 5 hours end to end if you play it straight through with minimal deaths. It's not something I can do. For me, it's more like 12 hours, cause look, we covered I suck, alright? But in all seriousness, you can load it up and play a level or two, or hell, the same level if you're just trying for a perfect run, shut it down and be back to whatever life is throwing at you all in the span of 20 minutes. And shit, that's impressive that a game can get my mind off life, hand me a grand old time, all in what amounts to 10 to 20 minute chunks. It really is amazing to me that there are games like that out there. To someone like me, who will just take the game in its most basic form and be so impressed and entertained that I really don't need much else. But hey, that's just me. Through some research and a bit of exploring in more ample spare time that I have come across, I was able to find out just how much more ULTRAKILL has to offer to anyone else, perhaps needing a bit more than some good old... Okay, now I'm done, I swear. God, it's such a good intro. So, due to my own need at that time just to shoot, punch, smash, and dash, I kinda missed just how much lore this game boasts. And honestly, I'm gonna have to go back and look into it at some point, cause holy hell, there's a lot of it. Never would I have seen this coming, honestly, but games that don't directly present the lore to the player tend to have, 1, some of the deepest and most complex themes, and 2, have some of the more dedicated fans just solely by virtue of they had to go looking for the lore and it wasn't just immediately given to them. I mean, I might as well be honest here. Part of the reason I didn't bother to look into any of the lore right away on my first playthrough was, well, I honestly thought it was gonna be goofy and just overall kind of stupid. But from what I've been able to gather so far, I was quite far off. Well, sorta. There is that whole thing about the machines collecting blood because they need it to survive. 1, that's metal as fuck, bro. 2, yeah, kinda goofy, but I'm into it. If I had to boil the story down to its bare bones, ULTRAKILL is a take on a story of a more biblical nature. Demons rising, God has vanished, and blood-crazed machines have not only wiped out humanity, but have now ventured into hell in an effort to collect more blood from the creatures that exist there. Okay, it might be a little goofy, but it's cool too. Each of the rings of hell become their own level and harbor their own secrets, enemies, and bosses that you will need to take down. It seems as you progress, one of your biggest enemies you'll face is another version of robots, everything from V2 with a few upgrades to a full-on god-level threat. No, literally, Gabriel shows up, once. Yeah, let's go at once. And he is hell-bent on taking you out and, well, hell along with it. Yeah, honestly, that tracks for Gabriel. It goes a lot deeper than that, with each ring of hell you play having its own part to play in the story, as well as fill in the blanks of how humanity was exterminated, what exactly happened to the gods and the kingdom of heaven, and where these machines came from. What I find all the more impressive is the deeper I look, the more I see conversations this game has spawned, specifically around violence, rage, and overall greed. I'll try to remember to put a few in the description, but god damn, this game? It kind of just goes to show you that sometimes you don't need $300 million and a team of quote-unquote experts to genuinely get a cool topic rolling. Sometimes you just need to make a damn fun game. And it isn't just V1 or V2 or hell, even the fallen angels that harbor quite a bit of lore. The demons, the guns, and even hell, the levels themselves have quite a bit to be uncovered, but you'll have to find out a lot for yourself. Why? Partially because I can't tell you? Because I don't know. I'm still looking into this, but god damn, how many video essays can I watch in one day? Not enough. Not enough is the answer. ULTRAKILL just feels so thought out at every level, and it doesn't feel like it was done directly with the intent of making these points. It feels like it was done simply because that's what the creator wanted to do. No other ulterior or nefarious motives. They just wanted to make a damn fun game, and they left some nuggets of creative power for you to find should you wish to pursue them. And I love that mode of game making. Make the game you want to play the way you wanted it to be made, and let the ones it resonates with and the more dedicated fans go find everything you have to offer. Speaking of a more dedicated player base, let's talk skill ceiling a bit and, well, what this game can really become. So let's go ahead and get this out of the way. I'm never going to be able to even sniff the skill ceiling of this game, so I'll keep this brief, as I am more than likely entirely unqualified to be talking about this anyway. Between the insane amount of weapons to switch between, the movement options at your disposal, or the sheer amount of techs, whatever the hell those are, ULTRAKILL's skill ceiling can really be in a class of its own. And when we are talking about skill ceiling, I feel like it can be a randomly controversial topic. Like for me, I consider even the more basic text to be extremely difficult to consistently implement. While some of the downright more complex ones I just consider flat out impossible for me, and that's fine. Everyone is going to find certain things easier or harder to pick up, so for the sake of whatever we're doing here, we are generalizing skill ceiling. Adjust as you will to your own ideas of what it should be. But yes, if we are talking skill ceiling and those who get their kicks pushing the boundaries of the gameplay mechanics, ULTRAKILL would be quite the treat for you. There is a vast community discussing tech, speedrunning routes and strategies, and overall conversations for maxing out your points in a given level on your desired difficulty. Truthfully speaking, I never even considered some of these techs. Hell, I wasn't even sure what they were at the beginning, but finding out that you can parry any projectile, and I literally mean any projectile. This for me was just a rather goofy add to the game, but I can see the world of possibilities it would add for someone looking to pull some crazy scores. And that's just a surface level thing you can do to step up the gameplay. There are massive lists of other movement, shooting, swapping techs out there, so much so it's actually kinda scary. Like never in a million years did I expect this game to contain so much. And what's better, it lets you decide just how much you are going to put into it, whether it's an after-work bullet fest just to get rid of the stresses of the day, a lore deep dive to binge watch after your first successful run, or a dedicated skill shooter hell-bent on achieving the maximum score and dominating the world of... Okay, had to get one more in there. My bad.